Hey yo, what's up? Bradley here, the commissioner of the Illuminati Madden League. What's up? I hope you all are having a great week. Um, Another week in the bag. I'm a little bit going to be totally straightforward with you. My ideal time frame on posting these Illuminati weeklies would basically be like we're going to post them every Sunday. That's the plan. Unfortunately, we're a little bit delayed in getting the second installment of it out. Those of you that have been in leagues with me in the past know when I do the weekly show, week after week after week after week after week, we don't miss a beat. Unfortunately, though, I was out of town this past weekend, and I was out of town for a very good reason. Because let me tell you about a man. Let me tell you about a man who's the greatest man who is currently alive in this world. He is the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals, and I had the privilege of seeing him play in person this past Sunday when he destroyed the Ravens. And the Buffalo Bills are going to get the same treatment this weekend when the Cincinnati Bengals go to Buffalo and they hand the Bills a loss in Buffalo. And then they move on to the AFC Championship when we host the Jacksonville Jaguars in Cincinnati. Okay. But, I mean, you might be like, yeah, no, there's no way the Bengals are beating the Bills. Oh, there's even no way even more the Jaguars are going to beat the Chiefs. You just don't want the Heat playing the Chiefs. Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the man named Joe Burrow. He has ice in his veins, okay? He's a cold-hearted man, all right? He rides I don't know if you guys have heard, but Joe Burrow rides on the back of a tiger. He rides on the back of a tiger as he goes around the city of Cincinnati. It's a magic tiger that Joe Burrow rides around the city on. He's really just a great man whose feats are just so far above everybody else, right? Like, I mean, he beat Patrick Mahomes 3 times in 1 year. So I mean, if the Chiefs want another go at Burrow, I mean, we'll do it. I would rather just have the game be in Cincinnati because I want to go. So, yeah. But anyways, I could lecture you guys on and on and on for like hours upon hours of the greatness of the man named Joe Burrow. But I mean, we'll save that for another time. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the Illuminati Madden League. Yeah. Hi. Hello. Yeah, I think I already said it, but my name is Bradley. I am the commissioner of the Illuminati Madden League. The Illuminati Madden League is a media-driven PS5 Madden League on the PS5. That's a little bit redundant for me to say, but whatever. PS5 League on the PS5. We are affiliated with a couple different Madden community servers. We are affiliated with the good folks over at League Crawler. Shout out to Knives. We are affiliated with Team Fix, which is kind of a CFM media hub focused on bringing the CFM space together as a unified body. And we are also a Diamond League over in Madden Core, which is the highest tier league a league can be over there. Madden Core is the largest CFM Discord server on the Discord. So shout out to those guys. League Crawler, I love you. Team Fix, I love you. Madden Core, I love you. Massive shout out to all of the people that make the community what it is. Massive shout out to everybody here in the Illuminati League that has made the league so far a success and will ensure the longevity and continued success of the league. But we've got a couple things on the cards to discuss today. I got notes somewhere. Let me see if I can find my notes. Did I close my notes? I think I closed out my notes. It's fine. We're gonna go noteless. It's fine. I don't need notes. Notes are for the week. We have a couple of things on the cards to discuss as we dive into this Illuminati Weekly. It has been it's been over a week. It's been like a week and a half because we're a bit delayed. We're a bit delayed in getting this video out because I was out of town over the weekend. So it's like it's like a week and a half of crap, and we're not going to be able to cover everything that has gone down, but there's been some stuff that's gone down. There were a couple minor rule changes. So if you've not looked over those rule changes, be sure to look over them. The rule changes aren't anything significant. They're just light things that, like, probably didn't need to be said, but we said them. For example, I think one of them's like no huddles. Like, don't use no huddle in a mutt fashion. Use no huddle when no huddle makes sense, right? There's rules on play action now. Like, use play action when it makes sense. What else do we had rules on? It was more stupid stuff that, like, there shouldn't be rules on because it should just be common sense here in assembly. One of the matching personnel. Like, when you're playing defense, match your personnel to the scenario you're facing. Match it to the offense you're playing or the scenario you're playing, right? Like, match your defense accordingly to what it should be. Don't run like quarters defense the entire time because that's the meta. Like, don't be dumb. This is a lot of people like the terminology sim league. A lot of people would say we are sim league. I think in theory we classify as a sim league. I hate the word sim though. Like, what the heck does sim even mean? Like, you know what really just like pisses me off when someone takes a loss and they're like, oh my god, this guy's so unsim. Like, this is absolute bullcrap. Like, what the heck does that even mean? Show me in the rules where the guy broke the rules. Like, don't come at me like this guy's not sim. Like, show me in the rules where he broke the rules, right? And like that like what sim means to one person might not be what it means to somebody else, right? Like, so many people have a different meaning on what sim is. Like, our homie in the chat that was our original Cardinals owner, but he's a bum and he quit on us because he's a quitter, Mostradamus. Like, his league, SPA, they're like super sim. Like, they got like a Bible of rules, and like, compared to them, we ain't sim. And like, we got receivers out here that are on like verge of putting up 3,000 yards on the season. We got Aaron Rodgers on like verge of like hitting 6,000 yards. Is that sim? Is that sim? Like, what the heck does sim even mean? Like, there are people that be like, that's not sim at all. Like, I don't know what the heck sim means. What I do know is we are a league that tries to emulate a style of play reflective of the NFL while maintaining a rule set that creates an atmosphere of fair play. Are we sim? I don't know what the heck sim means, but I will say we are a league that tries to emulate play calling of that of the NFL, and we also want to ensure fair play amongst our owners. And we have a rule set. You should follow those rule sets. The rule sets are, though, in theory, the rule sets are guidelines, okay? It is possible for someone to come in and completely play by the rules, right? It is possible for someone to completely come in and play perfectly by the rules, but their play style not be reflective of what we want, right? We have a loose, when you look at our rules compared to a lot of other leagues that fly the banner of we are sim, right? When you compare our league to our rules to a lot of other like leagues rules, we have a very thin rule base, okay? And it's easily taken advantage of. So there may be times that we have people come in and they play by the rules, and but the play style does not emulate what we're going for. And we recently had a scenario of that. We had a Packers guy come in. He played by all the rules. He followed all of the rules, but everybody who played him said this guy's mutt. Everybody who played him said this guy's mutt. Viewers watching him play said this guy is mutt. We had our league council go in and kind of evaluate his play style. We didn't raise a lot of commotion in general chat about it because that's not how we operate. But our league council evaluated his play style. Multiple league council members did. And I even went in and basically like audited like his plays, and like I had a list of like every single play that he called on defense, and we evaluated his play style, and it was deemed that this guy, he broke no rules, but his play style is not reflective of what we're aiming for. So we were like, yeah, sorry guy, you gotta go. We said it in a respectful manner, and like, he was a cool dude. Play style just wasn't one we were looking for. And on his way out, I was like, hey, if you want to get involved in another CFM, I'll gladly help you find a place that would welcome a more freestyle manner of play. There are leagues out there like that, right? At least I think there is. Like, I know there are leagues out there people are like, that's a mutt league. Maybe they're not really a mutt league, and it's one of those things like it's sim to me, but not sim to you. I don't know. But yeah, we had a guy come in, the Packers owner. We had a Packers owner come in, and she wasn't a fit. And I was really bummed about that. Like, I was really excited about this guy. In his waiting list survey, he touted the fact that he beat the number one ranked mutt player. So like, that was cool. Like, I seen that on the waiting list survey, and I'm like, yo, I got Astro Bane right here. This guy is going to own Astro. And then I'm going to be like, yo, Evo, your guy sucks. Astro sucks. That's what I was going to do. And speaking of Astro being a sucky Madden player, let's take a moment and talk about Astro. We're going to take a moment and we're going to talk about Astro. Not necessarily just Astro, but we're going to talk about the Week 9 Game of the Week. The Week 9 Game of the Week featured Astro colliding with Luar. Going into this, both of these guys have played very well. By all accounts, both of these guys have played very well. Actually, let's look over at Neon Sports. Let's see if we can find that game real quick. Let's see. So Luar is Bills. Where is Bills at? There it is. There's the Bills. And where is schedule? Here is schedule. Let's scroll down and find it. All right, here it is. So, as you can see here, Evo's guy Astro was unable to pull it off. Luar ended up pulling out the win over Astro in the Week 9 Game of the Week. It was a close game. I put out a take on Twitter basically saying something to the extent of Luar owned Astro. And like, as you can see here, it was a close game. So I may have stretched it a little bit. But coming into the beginning of this league, Astro was placed up on this pedestal. He was placed up on this pedestal by Evo. And basically, Evo painted this picture that Astro is Madden Jesus. And looking at things now, I'm not sold. I am not sold on Astro at all. Like, everyone's like, Astro's so amazing. I haven't seen it. Yeah. Maybe like a cycle ago, he was really good. But before the league started, he was put up on this pedestal. He was high praised. And he himself said, like, he doesn't compete anymore on the level he once did. And Astro, I think it's showing. I beat you. Okay, it was a forced win. But a win is a win, okay? I take my wins how I can get them. But here in the Week 9 Game of the Week, it wasn't a forced loss. It was a legitimate loss. Luar handed Astro an L, a legitimate L. And when you look at the player stats, you can't really, let me move my face over here. You still probably doesn't really help because this stuff's so small. But Josh Allen went 28 for 41, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So even with 3 interceptions, Astro was not able to get it done. And when we look over at Astro as well had 3 interceptions, right? And that's a major red flag, right? That is a major red flag. 3 interceptions. Both Luar and both Astro put up 3 interceptions. And do you know what that tells us? Do you know what that tells us? You know what that tells me? Do you know what that tells you? I will tell you exactly what that tells you. That tells you that these guys, Luar and Astro, they are guys that are unreliable. Neither of them are Madden Jesus. Luar ain't Madden Jesus. Astro is not Madden Jesus. As much as me saying that might make Astro or Evo mad, Astro was not Madden Jesus. Luar beat him here. Luar went with Josh Allen, 28 out of 41, a completion percentage of 28.5%. 28.29. Completion percentage is a stat that I think is very important, probably one of the most underrated stats in the game. As far as like performance wise goes, with being like an elite player. So that's really good. The 28.29 is a very good completion percentage. When we look over at Astro with Zach Wilson, he had a completion percentage of 54.84. So that is lackluster. That is not what you want to see at all. That is very disappointing, right? With the way that Astro's been touted, my expectation for that completion percentage is like 70 freaking percent. Okay, like you got to complete your passes. On the ground, Astro was extremely disappointing. On the ground, Astro barely had 40 yards. Luar, on the other hand, had 89 yards, so he was close to a hundo. Reception wise, Astro did a good job of spreading the ball around. He got his wide receivers heavily involved. You might want to look more to his kind of what is the word I'm looking for? His safe targets, right? His checkdowns. His tight end had 4 receptions. His running back had 1 reception, which is the complete polar opposite of what Luar did. When we look at Luar's stats, his tight end, Dawson Knox, had 7 receptions. His running back had 10 receptions. So a huge day for James Cook. James Cook went 75 yards on the ground. Reception-wise, James Cook had another 64 yards. So big day from James Cook. Big days from James Cook. He had 2 touchdowns on the ground, 1 in the air, 3 touchdowns total. So James Cook was definitely the MVP of this game for the Bills. Overall, when I look at this game, I think they both made unnecessary mistakes. I think they both made mistakes, and in the long run, if you want to compete at the very highest of levels, you can't be making those mistakes. You've got to be better than those mistakes. You want to know who's going to win the Super Bowl? You want to know who's going to be the guy in the end of the day with the belt? The guy in the end of the day with the belt is the guy that does not make the mistakes. Both of these guys made the mistakes. While they both made the mistakes, they both had those 3 interceptions. Luar played the better game. He played the more complete game. And speaking of Luar, in the mix of people who get hype, I think Luar might be the most undervalued player in the league. The player who is flying the most under the radar. When you look at his games, he has 2 losses on the year, 2 losses on the season. Excuse me, apologies. He had 2 losses on the season so far. Those 2 losses were both against elite level players. The first one was against Estrada and his Titans in week 2. That loss saw him losing 31-34, so he loses by 3 points. And then his second loss he had was against Young Swagger and his Steelers in week 5. That game was another 3-point game, 27-30. Luar is the most undervalued, underappreciated, underrepresented player right now in the league. I believe the end of the day, the end of the season, Luar minimum will be in the AFC Championship, if not in the AFC Super Bowl. And like I give Astro a hard time, right? I give Astro a hard time. Legitimately, this game against Luar was Astro's first legitimate loss on the season. I believe on paper he has 3 losses. I believe the first 2 losses were sim losses. This loss against Astro was, I believe, his first legitimate loss. I think it is entirely possible when the playoffs roll around, Astro will be the 1 seed. Luar will be the 2 seed. They could be flipped. It could be alternative. Luar could be the 1 seed. Astro could be the 2 seed. But I believe this game here, this week 9 game of the week between Astro and Luar, we will see a rematch of it. I believe we could see a rematch of it. I'm just going to say it. I believe we are going to see a rematch of it in the AFC Championship game. There are other talented players in the AFC, right? Let's go back to Neon Sports. There's other talented players in the AFC. Oh, you know, the AFC's tough. Like, we got Jay Dizzle over there, right? I totally forgot about Jay Dizzle. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's hard to root against Jay Dizzle. You know what? Let's look at Jay Dizzle's schedule and see who he has played and who he has yet to play. Ooh, I don't like this. His one loss, Jay Dizzle's one loss, was against Estrada in week 4. Was that legitimately played? Was that game legitimately played? Let's see. All right, I've got the console up here. Let's look back over the schedule and see if that was a legitimate loss or if that was a forced loss. Because that's a significant loss. Neon Sports is saying Jay Dizzle lost to Estrada in week 4, 28-42. I know Estrada's had a lot of things going on IRL, and he's had to take a handful of forces. So I don't know. Let's see if that game was actually... It was played. Wow. That game was legitimately played. Estrada legitimately beat Jay Dizzle 42 to 28. Okay. So let's see who has he beat. What significant players has he beat? He beat Nick, but I mean, people hyped Nick, but Nick hasn't delivered at all. Beyond that, Jay Dizzle's had a pretty cake schedule. Who does he have? Oh, week 10 this week. This would have been a good game of the week. He's got Buck. So far, Jay Dizzle hasn't beat any legitimate players. This is an opportunity for him to beat a legitimate player. Jumper is questionable. He's on the verge of being like high tier player, I feel like. And then he's got Young Swagger, who's had a lot of hype behind him, so that'll be a tough game. And then he's got Jagoda, that will be a tough game. And then he's got Minnesota, that'll be a tough game. Then he's got Julian, that'll be a tough game. Giants should be cake, Houston should be cake. So far Jay Dizzle's only had one legitimate game, and it was a loss. Not only was it a loss, but it was a blowout. And now he's entering a stretch where he's got Buck, he's got Jumper, he's got Young Swagger, he's got Jagoda, and he's got Vikings. That is 5 legitimate games in a row. 5 legitimate games in a row when he hasn't won any legitimate games. All right, I'm sticking with my guns. The 1 and 2 seed are going to be Luar and Astro. I think Jay Dizzle's gearing up to take probably a handful of losses. If Jay Dizzle, I think legitimately in this 5-game stretch, it is not a stretch to chop Jay Dizzle down for 2 losses. 3 wins or more, like that's what you want to come out with in this stretch. It's entirely possible that Jay Dizzle could go 0-5 in this 5-game stretch. Who else did we have? In the AFC? So Julian's always a contender. I believe I was looking at the schedule earlier. He's about to enter into a tough stretch. So I think end of season, the 1 and 2 seed for the AFC will be Luar and Astro, and I think it's entirely possible they can meet in the AFC Championship. I don't want to commit to that though, because the AFC is loaded. We got Jay Dizzle, hasn't proved anything yet, but Young Swagger has proven himself to be a great player in primetime games. Julian is legit. Estrada right now is still in the playoffs. He's got a lot of things going on, so I don't know how the rest of the season's going to shape out for him. But if he's in the playoffs, like, you got to take him serious. The AFC is super tough. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out. Looking ahead, though, to our current week of play, we as of a couple hours ago of this recording, we have officially entered into week number 10. Week number 10, we've got a unique game of the week coming up. And we're gonna talk about this. We have the game between Nick and also MacDub TV slated as our game of the week. On paper, this game doesn't look like much. It doesn't look like anything special. MacDub is 2-7, while Nick and his Chiefs are 3-5. Nick and his Chiefs came into the season incredibly hyped. Has not been able to deliver at all. Not only did he come in incredibly hyped, but he made some huge trades, buffed up his offense immensely. He's got 99 overall, Mahomes. He's got Travis Kelce. He's got Devontae Adams. He's got Christian McCaffrey, right? Those guys are all like 99 tier players. He's got a 99 tier halfback. He's got a 99 tier tight end. He's got a 99 tier wide receiver. He's got a 99 tier quarterback. Not only 99 tier quarterback, but it's freaking Patrick Mahomes, okay? This guy should be running the table. And he took a crap ton of losses. And in the mix of his crap ton of losses, quite a few people were giving takes on things, right? And MacDub TV was one of those guys that gave a take, and we are going to look back over this take that MacDub gave. Let's see. Okay, give me 1 second. Bear with me 1 second here. So we're going to shrink that down. This take was posted onto Twitter. So bear with me 1 second. I thought I had it ready, but I didn't. So apologies. Okay. So here is the take that MacDub made. We posted it to the league's Twitter. Let me turn the volume up on this bad boy. And
hey, listen, this doo-doo is the Chiefs. You probably just need to nut up and shut up, okay? You got Patrick Mahomes, you got Devontae Adams, CMC, Travis Kelce, and you're out here in the chat posting about how fumbles are causing you the game. Well, how about this? Don't fumble then, all right? Work on some strip drills and practice. Get a little better. You have the best offense in the game. No reason you should be 1-4. My ass and Duval is 1-4, and we. Hey, listen, this doo-doo is the Chiefs.
So it's pretty simple, right?
You probably just need to nut up.
It's pretty simple. He gave his take, and at first, Nick did not see this take. At first. Last Friday night, we ran a community show, and basically it was open mic. Tons of people hopped in and out. We probably had over a third of the league in and out on the show. Nick stepped onto the show. He had not seen the take yet. He watched the take on the show. We got his live reaction, and his first response to it was, "Yo, do I play this guy?" Everyone kind of laughed, like, "Yeah, you got this guy." And that game is up now. I slid into Nick's DMs asking him about the game, right? And let me pull it up real quick, and let me see exactly how he responded. Okay. So Nick's response to this take was Nick guaranteed that he would win this game. Nick guaranteed he's going to win this game. And he, as far as MacDub goes, he says, he can talk his shit about me, but I couldn't care less about what he has to say. He is talking to himself. So, takes were kind of exchanged. I'm not sure if there's bad blood here, right? It might be bad blood, but MacDub gave a pretty strong take there, and we'll see if it bites him in the end. I believe this game is super important though for Nick. He is on the cusp of being knocked out of playoff contention. Basically, at this point, like, his games are must wins. And looking at Nick's schedule, doesn't have too many tough games left. He is going to have some tough games because his division, he's got a pretty tough division. Oh my gosh, that just reminded me of something we needed to talk about that I totally forgot, and I'm glad I just remembered this. That's good. Okay, so Nick, right? What was I even saying? Crap. Okay, yeah. So Nick, he's got a pretty tough division. 3 out of 4 teams in that division are legitimate. Nick is legitimate. And then he still has a game, I believe, with Buck, and he's still got a game with Julian. So he's still got some big games left on his schedule. The 4th team, though, in that division. Let's talk about the 4th team in that division. I totally forgot about this. So bear with me 1 second while I pull up the resources I need to go into this. Where is that at? There it is. I found it. And I believe there was a quote from chat I wanted for this. Bear with me 1 second. It should be pretty easy to find. Bear with me 1 second. Apologies. Okay. Okay, I found it. This is good crap. Oh my god. This is good. So, Nick's division, 3 out of 4 teams are legitimate. Oh, I just remembered something else that I needed for this. Oh gosh, this is good. Bear with me 1 second. I've almost got it. I totally forgot about this. See, this is what I get. This is what I get for losing my notes. Like, I accidentally closed out my notes right before the show. It's fine though. Where is it at? It was a post from Julian, and it had old man cap emoji on it. So it shouldn't be too hard to find. Where's it at? There it is. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is so good. All right. Okay. This is good. We got our receipts. We needed our receipts. Let's see. What's this look like? Okay, good. So, Knicks division, 3 out of the 4 teams are legitimate. Those teams being Knicks, Chargers, and then you got Bucks, Raiders, and Julian's Chargers. The 4th team in that division, though, that's a little bit sus. You got Aaron and his Broncos, and like, oh my gosh, Aaron. Oh my gosh, man. So in the beginning, the Broncos pulled a trade to bring in Trey Lance from the 49ers. After lackluster performance, the Broncos have opted to attempt to trade Lance and go with Samuel Ellinger as their quarterback. League officials have opted to decline the recent trade attempts to ship out Lance. When you factor in the first trade, it gets sus. That is the text behind me on the image you see. So that orange text you see over in here that my ugly face is covering, that is basically what that's saying. So long story short, right? Aaron, the Broncos owner, in the beginning of the league. He pulls a trade to bring in Trey Lance. He gives up Russell Williams, Russell Wilson, Javonte Williams, which is, I believe, a rookie star running back with ridiculous break tackle, one of the best break tackles in the game, and a first-round pick to land a fourth-round pick, which is garbage. No one cares about that, and Trey Lance. So he sends Russell Wilson, a star rookie running back with elite break tackle, and a first-round pick to bring in Trey Lance. Broncos proceeds to have a collection of bad games, and then he benches Trey Lance and goes with Samuel Ehlinger. Samuel Ehlinger is a 56 overall quarterback. A quarterback that Trey Lance is literally better than in literally every single stat. Aaron is convinced that Samuel Ehlinger is better in Madden than Trey Lance. And so he says, I'm going to ship out Trey Lance. I'm going to trade Trey Lance. Not only is he going to trade Trey Lance, but he's going to basically try to give away Trey Lance as charity. He attempts to trade Lance to the Steelers for a second-round pick, a future third-round pick, and a fourth-round pick. The league officials declined that. If you take the Steelers trade that was declined in the original trade, basically what you're saying is the Broncos traded, if the Steelers trade would have gone through, basically what you're saying is the Broncos traded Russell Wilson, Javonte Adams, the star rookie running back with elite break tackle, and a first-round pick for what? For a second-round pick, 2 fourth-round picks, and a future third-round pick. This makes absolutely no sense at all. And then if we look at some receipts from chat, right? We look at some receipts from chat. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Aaron is like diehard defending these moves too. Like, look at this. Like on like the topic discussing all of this crap. I want to point out. Let's see. Let me get what I need. So that should work. So look at this right here, right? He says here, the difference in team building and strategies, I guess. So basically, like, he's getting flack, right, for what he's done. He's getting flack for these absurd trades. And he's defending it, and the entire time he's saying, I have a plan, I have strategy. We go back to this. Where is the plan and the strategy? You don't get to say you have a plan and a strategy. Russell Wilson, Javonte Adams, first-round pick. For what? For a second-round pick, 2 fourth-round picks, and a future third-round pick. You don't get to use the word, I have a plan, or I have strategy in the way I'm building my team, when this is the collective result of the sum of your attempted trades. You do not get to say that. Like, own it and say, I screwed up. I screwed up and made a bad trade. I'm just trying to salvage it for whatever I can because I made a dumb mistake. Listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you. This is the absolute worst collection of trades I've ever seen by a player. This is the worst team management I've ever seen by a player. Not only does he have this going on, but he's got an absolutely ridiculous, absurd cap situation coming up. So, on top of like these horrendous trades and basically trying to give away trade lands and like roll with this 56 overall quarterback, like, You're doing this on a team that has no cap. You're not going to have money to sign people. Like, you're going to be lucky to have money to sign your rookies, dude. Like, oh my God. Like, do you not realize how horrible your cap situation is? And you're trying to give away, like, one of the few young, bright spots on your team? Like, you salvage, like, your current and your future. You literally gave up your first-round pick and your star rookie running back with elite break tackle to get Trey Lance. You gave up your entire future for this guy, and now you're basically just trying to give him away? Like, oh my God, this is no. Oh my gosh. And like when I like engage with Aaron on these things, like he legitimately seems like he honestly believes that Samuel Ellinger is better than Trey Lance. Like he says he just plays better. He just plays better. No, he doesn't. He does not play better. Trey Lance has better stats in every single category. There's not a single stat that Samuel Ellinger is better than and Trey Lance. So no, he does not play better. It's not Samuel Ellinger that's playing better. If he's playing better, it's because you're playing better. If he's playing better, it's because the matches between your offense and his defense and the defenses you're facing, the matchups are better. It's not Samuel Ellinger's better. No, that's not the case at all. It's not. There's not magic Madden voodoo on Samuel Ellinger that makes him better. He's not better than Trey Lance. In no way, shape, or form is he better than Trey Lance. Like I legitimately wish that I lived near Aaron so I could go to him in person and set him down and have an intervention with him. No, Samuel Ellinger is not better than Trey Lance. You're making a mistake by benching Samuel Ellinger. And this guy's committed to it. He spent bitcoins. He spent his bitcoins on the server. To buy a normal to star dev upgrade for Samuel Ellinger. He's all in on this. He's sold on it. He believes it. In the league council here, like I say to Julian, is Aaron serious with Ellinger? Like this has to be a troll, right? Like I still don't know. Like is Aaron serious or is he legitimately trolling on this? Like I don't know. Julian responds, "It's not a troll. Welcome to his world. LOL." And then he sends this inside joke that all the IFL guys send that I have no idea what it means. Does he know? I don't know what the heck that means. It's some inside joke, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know what that means. But he says, no, it's not a troll. Welcome to his world. And then I respond, does he legit think Ellinger is better? He legit is worse in every stat. Explain to the guy how stats work, Julian. And then Julian just says the old man cap emoji, right? Or the gif. No, I don't think I will. Man. Aaron, please. Please, Aaron. Aaron, please. I'm begging you, man. Like, Ellinger is not better. There's not magic Madden voodoo on him. Magic Madden voodoo doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Julian might not be willing to have an intervention with you. But Aaron, this is me attempting to have an intervention with you. Please. Bench Ellinger. Bench him. Not only bench him, but I want you to see something. Aaron. I want you to cut Ellinger. Okay? I want you to just cut him. Remove the infection from your team that is causing you, that is being this stumbling block for you. Remove the infection. Just cut Ellinger. And you know what's going to happen when you cut him? Nobody's going to pick him up because he sucks. Peace.